All right, guys. So the San Antonio Spurs have lost again. Are we shocked by this, or do we care anymore?
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Losing sucks. Okay, it really does. I do not like to lose. It's not fun to watch my team lose. But I'll tell you this: I'm just happy that a lot of the fans that were pretty toxic have kind of just went away. I haven't seen a lot of just bad Spurs takes for a while, and I think it's because these people that were just either pretending to be fans just became Wimby fans, or really just don't know what they're talking about. They're just not watching the games anymore. They're tired of it, and I'm cool with it. I am totally cool with it. And a lot of the narratives that they were able to use prior, it's kind of went away. Oh, everyone's jealous of Wimby. That's why they're not giving them the ball. Well, he's getting the ball. Oh, well, the Popovich, why don't you just start Trey Jones? We'll win once he starts. Not really. Like we look a little better, but no, it's deeper than that. It's the fact that they don't have experience. We don't have enough talent, and no matter what type of matchups you put out there, yes, you could probably increase your chances slightly of winning, which is very important. But at the same time, I don't know. When you lack this much talent, this much experience, it's not going to do much for you. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the stats as always. All right. It's kind of weird not having my live stream on and chat, because usually you guys would just tell me what to do, because I was debating which one to watch. So we'll look at the stats. We'll just watch Popovich, because I think that he'll probably just sum it up really nicely, and we'll get it done. All right. Now before we do, I do want to show you guys something. Prize picks. Yeah, I won again. Yeah, I won. See, when I go based on what I think, I win. I don't know. Chat didn't do too hot, and I'll show you that one in a minute. Chat did not do too hot. If you guys know, you should know this. Every single time I go live, or most of the time when I go live, we do talk about prize picks, and we make our picks for the game or the next game, or we just look at what things look like on there with the game prior. And you can see here, I did a pretty good job. All right, I did pretty good. So I thought Keldon wouldn't have more than 6 points in the first half. Boom, hit that. Victor Wembanyama will have at least 25, because he starts off pretty strong. 25.5 fantasy score. He usually kind of fades off near the end of the game. So yeah, that happened. First half, boom, he hit that. Kobe White going against Chicago Bulls. Yeah, they're pretty tough when it comes to point guards. Yeah, he got under 22. He needed at least 22. Yeah, he got under that. Zach Collins, at least 2.5 assists. He's been killing it with assists for his size. He's been fine. And then Jalen Duren going against the Pacers. Pacers aren't really that great when it comes to centers rebounding, okay? And they're not going to stop Jalen Duren for rebounding. So did pretty doggone good. Now let's take a look at what the chat had. I promised you guys I would look at it. This is what we did live. You guys really messed it up, okay? You guys were not... You guys messed it up. You said he would have, Jeremy Sohan would have less than 6 rebounds. He ended up having 8. You did a great job with Devin Vassell, though. Devin, Victor, and you did a good job with Keldon. But yeah, it's pretty bad, guys. Pretty bad. All right. You got to do better. You got to do better. But anyways, if you guys want to sign up to Prize Picks, please do. Link in my description. Just follow that link. You support the sponsor. You support me. So if you're going to get on Prize Picks, please use the link in my description first. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, let's look at the box score. Just overall, I'm not going to sit here and say this player had this many points. This player had this. That gets boring, all right? I'll just give you my overall thoughts about this game. We played well. We played well. I mean, there was no one I was really just 100% angry at. It was some plays. You guys are going to hate me for saying this, because you're going to like, well, he had 18 points, Clan. What do you expect? It's fine. But there was a few plays from Keldon where I'm like, oh my goodness, the rotations, oh my God. But at this point, I'm kind of numb to it. It's not that big a deal. But he did fine, especially in the second half. I thought that he turned it up a notch. And he did well. He had some pretty timely shots. I wasn't mad at him. Wemby, he did fine as well. Kind of crazy that Wemby only had 1 turnover, because watching the game, it felt like more. And I realized the reason why it feels like more turnovers is because it went 1 for 6 from 3. And if you go that poorly from 3, those long rebounds, it might as well be a turnover. It's pretty bad. So yeah, 1 for 6. Did I say 1 for 3? Well, I meant 1 for 6. I don't know what I said, guys. I'm sleepy. Yeah, he went 1 for 6, 8 for 21. So percentage wasn't really that great. He came out firing, like really trying to get going, but it just didn't work out. But man, oh man, even in his poor games where you sit back and you're like, wow, Wemby didn't really look that great. You look at this and it's like, what the heck, dude? 5 steals and 5 blocks? Every time. It's like, this guy's really, truly amazing. Even his bad games, it's good. So I don't know. But Wemby did his Wembyisms, in which I thought he settled a little too often. He has to learn that, okay? It took a while for Devin Vassell to learn that. And oh my God, guys, 13 for 18 is ridiculous. 32 points. One thing that actually made me just, I don't know, it took me aback. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. In the fourth quarter with like 4 minutes left, I think Devin Vassell had about 29 points, and it threw me off because it just really shows how great these superstars really are. Because you look at Luka Doncic and he puts up 30 something and it's like nothing, right? But then it was like Devin Vassell, for him to get to that point, for him to get to that 29 mark, dude, it felt like he had 50 points. Like, that just shows you how great these superstars are. And hopefully when Devin gets a better team surrounding him, that it would look easier for him as well. But man, it was some shots that he had no business making. I mean, it was one that was straight up Kobe. Like, he had 3 guys on him and got an and one. It was beautiful. They just couldn't stop him going to the rim. So I'm glad that he's finally figured out to attack and just be relentless in that regard. I noticed another thing with Pop is he's starting to, well, he's been doing this, but he's stacking minutes quite a bit. And I think where that's coming from is just the fact that our bench defensively is so poor. I mean, so poor to the point where Sohan and Vassell have to get a substantial amount of minutes. Wembanyama, he's still getting about 30, 31. And I think that's technically still minutes restriction. But anyways, he did fine. Team did fine. It just came down to experience once again. And at the end, yeah, they just didn't finish. And that's what happens with young teams often. Sabonis did a phenomenal job, by the way, scoring around Wemby. It was very impressive. Wemby didn't make it easy for him. I mean, you can see Wemby was blocking people left and right, 5 blocks, but Sabonis still did a really fine job, and he was very efficient in getting to that rim. So overall, I hate to be like this, but I expected the Spurs to lose. But at the end of the day, I am happy with the effort. I'm happy with them actually showing up in the third quarter. So that's been a problem in the past, but they're definitely growing. They're getting better. I'm not angry. It's fine. It's just one of those where I expected us to lose, and I stayed up for us to lose. It is what it is, I guess. All right, now let's take a look at what Popovich has to say. Popovich, break down to us why we lost. Oh, wait. I usually do this with chat. Stop. Shut up. I usually do this with chat. First off, we'll speed it up. But I usually predict what Popovich is going to say. I'm just going to make the assumption that Pop is going to say that he was happy with the effort and, you know, they hit timely shots, the Kings, and, you know, we just young. I don't know. I'm going to get the vibe that Coach Pop is happy with this performance. At least I am. If he's not, that's fine.
Guys played a pretty good game to get it to where it was there with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of them. You know,
I know my stuff. What can I say? I just know Pop.
we made mistakes, they made mistakes, but you know, they're an experienced team now. You know, with the young kids have grown up. You know, Sabonis and Fox are all-star caliber players. They added some free agents. You know, they're a good basketball team now and can play anybody. And for us to do what we did, I couldn't be more proud of them.
Another thing that I really enjoyed about this game as well, like to add on to that, is that one thing I did notice is a lot of these games, it's like the Spurs would compete and they would play hard, but then you get the vibe that the other team just is playing like below how good they actually are, and then they just turn it up a notch in the fourth quarter, like very similar to like the Miami Heat game that we went. Was it the last? Yeah, it was the last time we went against Miami Heat. they did it, right? It was kind of like they're hiding their power level almost, right? Until they actually show it. But it didn't feel like that with the Kings. This was just a straight up competition. I thought the Kings were playing hard. I thought they were playing extraordinarily well against us, and we were just fighting. We were just fighting back, and that's one thing that I did like about this game. It didn't feel like we were just going against a superior team and they're just not showing their power level. That's not what happened. When it was all said and done, I thought these were two teams actually competing, and it just shows that the Spurs are getting better. We just lack talent off the bench. Even starting wise, right? Like I think Trey Jones probably needs to go to the bench if we get another guard. He's fine right now. I'm not mad at him, but maybe he needs to go to the bench. And Julian Champagnie definitely shouldn't be a starter right now in this lineup. He should be, but in future he shouldn't.
Pleased with Devin's aggressiveness throughout the game tonight.
Yeah, I've singled him out several times. I think I did before the game. He's reached a new level. And he's going to be a heck of a player, and you can see it. He's just grown in all those ways. Jeremy was great, but we make a lot of young mistakes. We're not a good shooting team, but they play their ass off, and I was proud of them.
The De'Aaron Fox played
I didn't think he'd be mad at this game.
Trip Devin on the dunk. That's a pretty special defensive.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player. He plays hard on defense too. He's on the ball. He doesn't just stand out there. He gets after you.
We got a big problem when it comes to 3-point shooting. With us as well, but just defending 3-point shots, man. We cannot defend them worth of crap. And I just think it comes down to the fact that we just don't have the defenders for it right now. Once we bring in Sidy Cissoko, hopefully we can get not hopefully. They better get some type of defensive wing in this draft. I think we'll be much better, but right now it's ugly.
And Kelvin coming off the bench, coach, talk a little bit about him because he had some baskets in
Yeah, he did a great job. He's allowed us to do that so that we can have a little bit more juice on that second team. We're not real deep there, so him allowing us to play Julian as a starter really helps us keep a good bench.
Malachi seems to be back in the rotation since the
It does help.
trade deadline.
Yeah.
What are you looking for out of him?
Just a great.
By the way, it's funny that we called that, right? We called the fact that Keldon Johnson would come off the bench later.
Aggressiveness. We wanted to be more physical, more aggressive, a little bit of nastiness, and a little less nonchalance, and he's been doing that. So that's why he's been getting minutes.
He called him out. Yeah, that is true. That's the one thing about Malachi is like he needs. I said this so many times. I really think he's going to be one of the players when we ask who's going to get the Danny Green treatment, right? The Danny Green treatment. You know what that is. I think Malachi Branham definitely needs it, and he's going to get it. Hopefully he stays with the team. I think that he is valuable. I just think right now he doesn't necessarily fit with what we got going on. But, you get the right players around him. You get some guys that can space the floor, a few more defenders, and all of a sudden you got a really good bench with him leading it. So it's possible. It's just right now I'm just like, you gotta play a little harder. And Pop calling him out on that is really good. Figured he would, but he probably gets cursed out all the time in practice, honestly.
I don't, your team passed the ball really well. In this game, I looked at your charts over the game. You really passed the ball really well. What are you seeing as far as their development right now? Because it looks like they're playing really well together. They're not. The wins will come later on down the line, but it seems like they're learning the game as they go playing together.
Well, I certainly hope so. It's a very unselfish group. We always have a lot of assists. We just don't consistently shoot very well, and it makes it tough when you're in defensive transition all the time.
That's a really good point, especially how fast-paced the game is nowadays. That's a really good point. Yeah.
That's just a matter of forming your team as the years go by and working at it. But in this league, you got to have shooters all the way around.
Yeah, and we do not have that. Gosh, he talks about lack of depth. Let's see. This is a horrible bench. This is just a dreadful bench, guys. This is not good. Zach Collins, I know a lot of fans say trade him. They don't want him anymore. I'll be real with you guys. I don't really care anymore. I can't really defend a lot with Zach. I just don't know if he fits with us, right? He's not spacing the floor like we would hope he would. He's not actually a center. I don't even think he played center at all in college. If I'm wrong, you guys can tell me. I don't think so though. This is going off memory. I'm not gonna look it up right now. But yeah, like this is not his position. So there's that, and maybe that's just the lack of depth. But then I wonder if he can't shoot threes, and we have Dom Barlow on the come up, right? And obviously City Sissoko will be in there eventually. And then we just keep Bassey, or if we go ahead and get another big man or a defensive center, it's like, where does Zach Collins fit? You know, that's the problem. He's a great passer. Like, don't get me wrong. He has a lot of versatility when it comes to his passes, but man, I just don't know where he fits, honestly, guys. Osman, I don't really care for Osman. I think he needs to be on a team that's a little bit more talented. Maybe like a playoff run team, championship team, and he will be like the icing on the cake, right? Candle on a cake, I don't know, but he will be something on a cake. But right now, he's just in the main batter, and it is not working for us whatsoever. You guys know how I feel about Keldon. I think he's fine. And in the future, if the Spurs were to want to keep him, I think it'll be okay. He just needs some defenders around him. I mean, undoubtedly needs some defenders around him because he is targeted so often, and we can't really hide any defenders right now because we don't have enough of them. And let's see. So, we can't hide non-defenders because we don't have enough defenders. That's what I mean to say. Malachi Branham, like I said, a lot of potential. You just got to kick it up a notch at times. And Blake Wesley, I'm happy with Blake Wesley. But yeah, this is nothing. This is a big nothing burger. Blake Wesley isn't a good three-point shooter. Not yet, anyways. Malachi Branham is not a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. That's not his game. Keldon Johnson is not a good three-point shooter. He's very on and off, very inconsistent. Osman, I feel like he hasn't really been that great of a three-point shooter. Doug McDermott was good, but, you know, it was time to trade him. And Zach Collins isn't shooting threes. I mean, the best we got here is literally Devin Vassell, Champagnie, and Wemby. And I'm starting to wonder, with Wemby taking all of these threes, is it a matter of him because I think that he is settling, but I guess my question is he settling, or is he just trying to help the team in that regard because he's very capable because no one can guard the three? Either way, you got to let the game come to you. You can't just, jack up threes like he's been doing, or like he has a tendency to do at times. Anyways, look, I'm happy with the team. Like I said, I wasn't angry. There's nothing I can be mad about. It is what it is. I mean, they are who we thought they were. And it's okay. It's okay. They're going to be all right. But yeah, that's all I got. Once again, guys, shout out to Prize Picks. Check it out, man. Please check it out. Don't listen to yourselves. Okay. Listen to me. All right. Cause when you listen to me, decent things happen. Well, sometimes okay things happen like this one, but decent things happen. So anyways, use the link in my description, sign up for Prize Picks, good stuff. You support the sponsor, you support me. I'll give it to you guys later, man. I appreciate all the love. And let me go ahead and say this. So for upcoming videos, just let you know, I'll be gone this upcoming weekend. So we will be going live before the Lakers game. And then after that, I will have, segments from the live stream uploaded up till Monday. And then we'll be back in business, baby. But yeah, anyways, I'll give it to you guys later, man. Until next time, bye.